Can you hear me, Abe? Fine. So let's start with power systems. In case if you are having any doubt in the subject, in the portions which I am teaching now, you can just text to me and I will get back to you on the same. Fine? Okay. So we'll start with power systems. What is power systems? Power system is nothing but just an application subject of electrical machines, electrical networks, measurements, and power electronics. For getting a full-length understanding of power systems, you should be knowing all these 4 subjects which I have been told to you. So, whenever we see or whatever we see, we'll see that when all these applications of this power electronics, networks, measurements are taken together, then it will form our big power system network, and we just apply the basic concepts of all these subjects into our power systems. So first, starting with power systems, we'll see the 3 different modes, and we'll be covering each and every session one by one, and I'll be going in a little slow pace at the beginning so that you'll be able to track on what I'm saying, and once the base is built, foundation is built, then we'll be going at a rapid pace and we will be solving more problems on this, right? So in between, if you have any problem, you can just stop me and ping me up so that I can come back to you. Right? So here we go. Power system is broadly classified into generation, transmission, and distribution. So these 3 are the basic classifications of a power system. We know how this classification is very important to us, means each and every section itself is an industry. We have a generation industry separately, transmission industry separately, and a distribution industry separately. In whichever state you go, you will be maybe state government public sector unit will be doing both 3 things: generation, transmission, or distribution, or there will be a separate department for all the 3 things: generation, transmission, and distribution. So this is a very broad perspective on this. So each itself is an industry, as I have told you. When I take generation, I have different means of generation. If I have transmission, I have many concepts to be known in the transmission system. And when I come to distribution, also I have many concepts which are involved in the distribution sector. So now, before we go and see of each and everything separately, let's have some basic understanding of our electrical engineering, or how the mechanical energy is converted to the electrical energy. Once we get a proper understanding of this, then we can directly go to the different sections. First of all, if there is a mechanical energy, this mechanical energy, can it be directly converted to a usable form for this mechanical load? Why all this mechanical load which I am using, can it be directly given the energy from the mechanical energy? Are we going for that? The answer is no. We can't directly run the mechanical load on the mechanical energy. What we do is that we convert this mechanical energy to electrical energy, and this electrical energy is converted to, given to the mechanical load. The reason why we do here like this is, in this case our efficiency of the system will be more. But if I am directly converting my mechanical energy to the mechanical load, then I have more losses into my system and my efficiency of my system will be low. So we are avoiding this, and we are making electrical energy as an intermediate stage between the mechanical energy and the mechanical load. And this electrical energy can be used for different purposes like artificial illumination or running the traction loads or any kind of other loads. So this is a highly effective system of energy which we are utilizing. So that's why whenever we see in any station, we can see our prime mover, mechanical input prime mover turbines will be running and it will be generating the electrical energy, and then this electrical energy will be given to the mechanical loads. That's the reason we see the illumination or the fan running, anything. So because this is the one of the cheapest means of energy transfer, we don't have that much loss involved if I am converting my mechanical energy to the electrical energy. And one more thing is that this can be transmitted to long distances, unlike the mechanical energy. So our reason is whenever energy is produced at one end, the load is at any far away end. So this mechanical energy, if it is directly converted to that, there is a huge amount of energy loss. And by using electrical energy, transmission can be done from kilometers away from where the energy has been produced to where the energy has been reached. So by reducing this energy loss, we can increase the efficiency of the transmission, and therefore we can directly give this electrical energy to the mechanical load. Fine. Is it clear? Am I clear? Any doubt in this? Fine. Now, let's see the basic difference between the two types of generations are possible. One is non-conventional generation and the conventional generation. That is non-conventional and conventional. Non-conventional and I have conventional. So these are the two modes of generations which I am having. Which mode of generation we go and when we go for this type of generations? First, let's see what's the difference. What is non-conventional source of energy? As you know, non-conventional source of energy is the source of energy which is renewable or which does not get exhausted over a period of time. Whereas conventional source of energy are those source of energy which will get exhausted after a certain period of time. One more thing, Abhay, should I give you time for writing the notes? So I'll be dictating the notes also for you. So that I'll give you some little time for you to jot down the things which I write. Otherwise, should I repeat the things in the form of notes to you? Which one do you find comfortable?